She is currently sitting above the cut line, but we'll see how surfers like Gabriela Bryan go through to see if she keeps that spot. Gabby kicked off with a great turn out the back and connects through to the inside.
Yeah, just a bit of a foamy wave. Difficult to ride for Gabriela Bryan, but she's making light work of it, coming all the way through to the inside. Gets to the finish, and a great settler wave in my mind against this, well, it's a big matchup for her.
Would assume they'd have a little more action and pulse coming through. Courtney, now the 2015 Margaret River Pro champion, drawing her first line, big hook up into the pocket to start things off, lays down the rail for that second turn, and the power of Courtney Conlogue has arrived.
There it is, and well, Courtney, her game plan is find the sections and do the biggest turns that I can possibly do. You don't see too much noise in between. Pretty good way, almost got a little hung up as she took off on this one. Then she gets on the gas, drives around this section. Nice pivot off the tail, throwing a big chunk of spray. And again, a bit more of a carve on the second one. And does well to get to the finish. Didn't want to come off on that final section. This is the first turn. You can see just aggressively driving the fins through the lip of that board, and then she resets again. Comes up, throws that little back arm carve. We know that technique really allows our surfers to power what's normally a 6 or a 7 minute paddle into a 2 minute ride.
And live action, using priority from Kauai, Gabriela Bryan, straight into a big carve, linking it together for a second big turn. Now generating some speed, and she'll just turn out right under the lip, and she'll poke through the whitewater. Staying tight on her feet as we have a big score dropping in.
Run her down, and then this is the second wave for Courtney. Just caught behind there, so really nothing happening on the opening stages of that ride, and she just streaks down the line, gets to the end section.
And a paddle from Gabriela Bryan, linking up that first great looking turn, putting a lot of power into it, hits the bump, the chop on the face of the wave, but links together for a second turn and down carves out of the lip of that wave. Just manages to stick to her feet for the finish.
Yeah, she's doing well to finish off all her rides here. And slightly bigger wave that time. Really liked the first turn on the approach there.
As well as secure herself a spot on the 2023 Championship Tour.
Yeah, great looking first turn there. Gets it up high, carves under the lip, and a second one. And then the third turn here, she just does well to cut that. Be giving the edge to Molly. That opening carve was just too good.
Love seeing those two names in the mix. Tati, the defending champion, went down earlier in the draw. As we see Courtney Conlogue with the wave she's been waiting for. Great snap for her first turn. Now has to generate a little bit of her speed and momentum through that flat section, but just puts that board on rail and goes down under a very heavy looking lip.
Courtney on one of the bigger waves of the heat so far, and a better opening turn, so a bit more aggressive on the outside, and then just a nice wrapping turn to stay with the power source. And unfortunately for Courtney, doesn't quite finish off. Looks like she'd done all the work, but then the around the event side. But here we go, here's a replay of Gabriela Bryan's wave. I love the extended bottom turn and the approach up into the lip. It sort of faded away from her a little bit. She gets another open face snap and then comes through to the inside section. Let's see what happened here. Another under the lip snap. Would probably be going for Bronte here. And Courtney just stroking to try and get into this one. She's up.
Wow, unbelievable that she even got into that with the strong offshore winds that have kicked up. Lining it up for a great snap under the lip. She's gonna ride out clean and now work her way through to the inside, engaging that rail, trying to keep her balance, hoping for a critical finish on the inside, and she gets bounced off right on top of the bricks.
Wow, okay, well it's coming down to the wire here. So just had to do so much work to get on. Look at this, just streaking down the line, and now she just attacks that section, does a big layback hook under the lip, and then just a transition turn as she came through to the inside, and the wave's pretty much over at this point. She was just sort of weaving her way through there. There was no big end finish, but just one big, huge maneuver here, Have a look at that, just right under the lip. She gets covered up as the wave sort of barrels over her back.
She hasn't found herself in the final since 2016. Now the chance for Gabriela Bryan, a huge wall up in front of her. Executes the perfect turn on that first section. Up into the lip on the second with a great snap and doing everything she needs to ride out of this wave. Standing on her feet, throws the claim in an absolute washing machine on the inside section.
Let's see what happened with Gabriela Bryan here. Just you can see she's surfing with so much passion, so much intent. Holds that bottom turn and a beautiful carve to finish off. And she just wanted to make the wave.
A 6.47 is the requirement. Courtney Conlogue behind her with a great snap under the lip. She's going to head out the back on that one.
Well, we don't know what Courtney did on the outside there, but Gabriela Bryan, the future of her position on this tour is all riding on these last two scores. She's needing that 6.47. Let's have a look at what happened with Courtney's wave. So another big turn as well on the back here. Grinding snap, stays with the power, comes around the section again. Another layback snap, so maybe Courtney might.
Gabriela Bryan gets the score. She advances through into the finals, and she has officially made the mid-season cut. She will be competing at G-Land as the only rookie in the draw to make it through in the most challenging year that the women's tour has had in competitive surfing. An unbelievable performance, an unbelievable comeback for her to find that excellent score on her final wave to show her grit and her consistency as a competitive surfer.